Rebel Radio presents The Culture.
This is Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
Rebel Radio.
What's going on, everyone? This is your host, Dom, and...
Fat Jesus.
Fat Jesus? That's what you're doing?
What did I do last week?
Yeah, you did Fat Jesus.
Thank you.
Sticking with it.
Okay.
I respect that. And we have a special guest with us this week, ladies and gentlemen. We have...
Skinny Jesus. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. What's going on, Professor? How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. Everything is good.
For those who don't know, this is Dr. Jason Nichols.
Yes.
Yes. He blessed us with his appearance before. If you haven't listened, we will drop that again. Check us out. You can hear that interview. We'll have that here. Again, Dr. Jason Nichols, he's an educator, an award-winning full-time senior lecturer in African American Studies Department at University of Maryland, College Park. He also appears on FoxNews to share his opinions at times. He also... can you pronounce this for me? Is it Roca?
Roca, yeah. RocaNews, yeah.
Okay. And you contribute to them as well. I had a pleasure of listening to them, reading some of your writings as well. Of course, I would like you to share those with us sometime.
Absolutely. No.
Now, how did that come about? Since we haven't talked to you, I think it's been, about a year or so? Well, actually, 2 years.
Yeah, it's been like
First of all,
About 2 years.
First of all, let me tell you something.
Yeah.
That interview, when he was starting to talk about Ray Lewis and All Lives Matter, you know how well that interview aged? I just want to let you know.
And it's still time.
How well.
Yes. Yes.
I got to go back and listen to that interview.
You need to go back. I'm just saying, you dropped some jewels and bombs on that. That's still, like Fat said, that's timeless to this day.
Wow, I got to go.
Very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I will send you that link so you can listen to it again. Because
I want to listen to it.
It's real.
I remember that interview and feeling really comfortable and real loose. I don't know if Brandon slipped something in my cup. I was feeling real loose that day.
It was the basement vibes or something like that. I don't know. It was mad homey, you know?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. It might have been. No, you know what? It was the donuts. Wasn't it donuts before the
That's a Cronuts. Which one were they?
I think it was Cronuts before the show. I don't know. Was it?
Yeah, I think it was just the whole atmosphere, dog.
Yeah.
The whole vibe
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah. No, I had a great time. And was it? I think Dom, you at the time were just kind of starting your catering business.
Yes.
Were you catering?
Yes.
How's that going?
Again, a little hiatus on that one, but slowly but surely getting back into it. Yeah, all is well.
That's what's
Getting
up.
back into it. But this guy here with the bakery, he's baking.
Yeah. Oh my
So
God.
you gotta try his treats out. I'm trying to tell you.
Word. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I won't lie. I just came from like a nice little stretch for Thanksgiving. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So we can come to you for like the cakes, the birthday cakes, and all of that.
Cakes,
That's your
pies,
guy.
cookies.
That's your guy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to get your information because I got 3 kids now, so I don't think I had a third at the time that I was talking to you.
No.
Yeah.
I had another kid in between that.
Oh.
A lot of-
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you.
Whoa! Ain't no kids over here. Hold on, I had to think about that.
Oh, I think you have kids. My bad. I ain't...
Nah.
Come, brother. Come. But no, let's catch up here. What's been going on lately, sir? I know, like I said, with RocaNews, I've been reading some articles that you've been pushing out. They've been some real ones.
It's cool, you know, they got at me and asked me to be a part of what they're trying to build over there at Roca. And, you know, they give me a lot of freedom, and they don't over edit. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of people, you know, when I was writing for other outlets, they try to make you say what they want you to say. You know, it's like they want you to play a role. And in particular, as, you know, as African-American, you know, progressive, they want you to come out and be a certain way, you know, particularly when I was writing for some of the, you know, the conservative outlets. They wanted me to kind of play the heel all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they would kind of change my voice in a way that I wasn't always comfortable with. But Roca, you know, the cool thing about them is, you know, they're just like, you know, let me be me. And, you know, they've been publishing a lot of material. They're still trying to grow their company. You know, they're relatively new. I think they just launched in August. So, you know, they're trying to be news for millennials. So for all of you kind of young people who want news that's real fast and quick, you know, that's kind of what they're aiming for.
I definitely can sense that, yeah. Because even now their platforms, because I think it's also a podcasting form as well, right?
Yeah, they have a podcast. I'm not a part of that, but they have you know, a podcast that they do. I know they had oh man, my brain is somewhere else today, but they had what's the famous intellectual guy? I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. I can see it clear as day.
Intellectual.
That's going. That's
white.
Anyway, it'll come to me.
It will. Don't worry. And we can edit, so don't worry.
All right.
Boom. Well, let me start off by asking you. First of all, how have you been doing in this COVID climate? Like,
oh my God.
Yes. Like, have you been staying safe? Like, how does it work? How's it been working for you lately?
Well, you know, I'm kind of a homebody anyway, so I actually kind of, you know, I kind of don't want to go back to work. You know what I mean?
That's everybody.
Yeah, I'm kind of used to just being in the crib and, you know, doing my thing here. I've been wearing a lot more sweatpants than any other kinds of clothes. But you know, it's been good in the sense that I've gotten to spend a lot more time with my family, a lot more time with my wife and my kids, and you know, take a more active role in their education. So I know with the distance learning, you know, a lot of people are upset with that, and I get the complaints, but the fact that like I can be there and watch what's going on and watch what it is that they're learning, I actually think that it's helped in a lot of ways. So I've enjoyed that. You know, I think the communication has been actually stronger with some of my coworkers, even though we don't necessarily see one another. Now we make it a point to be social, to have our little virtual happy hours. Same thing with family that I probably, you know, for years, we're now on Zoom every now and again. And,
virtual happy hours? Hold
on. Virtual happy hours. You can't just skip over that.
Yeah.
What's going on with that? Hold on.
We, you know, we get together once a week and we have our little virtual time to.
That's cool.
Some people, they have their libations. Other people just kind of kick it, and we sit there and talk. You know what I mean? So that's been good. I think it's brought a lot of our relationships closer, honestly.
That's cool.
Wow. Okay.
Really, what you said about the education as far as your kids, I think that's awesome as well. That's a perspective I feel as though that has been lost. Most people have been complaining about it. About not sending the kids off to school, but at least I look at it as well with my stepkids. At least you're being hands-on, you're involved, you can see what they're doing. You can then help implement some things after class is over as well, to help them, continue that education going on. So I don't know, I think it helps all around. It's right. Different, but you can make it work as well. So
okay, Big Daddy Dom.
It's yes, the different perspectives you have when you have a family. It's a beautiful thing.
Absolutely. It definitely changes a lot.
Definitely. A whole lot. Now, speaking about COVID and this whole situation as well, and our previous conversations, as most people would have linked in and listened to, this whole Trump, this election situation. Yeah, you knew it was coming. Yeah. With the ballots, with the this, like.
Let me go light my cigar.
Yeah, light that.
Go ahead.
What? I don't even know where to begin.
Well, I do. First of all, I'm gonna lie. I have a whole argument about this. So, my first argument, sir, I was in a conversation with one of my coworkers. This was like weeks before the election, and I was telling them that even though I might not feel like Biden is the best person for the White House, even though I understand the significance of Kamala Harris, I would like to be able to vote for somebody based on my taxes. And I was listening to a FoxNews podcast, and I think I was telling Dom about this. Some woman and her family moved from California on the basis of their father didn't want to pay as much money in taxes, and they were able to have the financial freedom to move somewhere else that had lower taxes. Right. And I was saying, as a black man, that idea was like abstract. Like, I never thought of actually voting for somebody based upon their moral system, their actual care for the political system. I only thought of like, who's going to give me the least amount of trouble.
Right.
And it was just so abstract to me. And I would just love to hear your opinion on that, sir.
Yeah, I can say a lot of people, if you're really wealthy, a lot of places that people move, like a lot of people move to Florida because there's no state taxes. It's kind of a tax shelter. So even Donald Trump, he didn't want to go to New York after this. He figures he's going to make big bucks, which he will. And he's going to go and move to Florida, which is a tax shelter. Places like California, Maryland, they are places that charge a lot, for taxes or for the public good. I personally, I understand voting your pocketbook to a degree. The thing that I want, I'm willing to pay more taxes. The thing that I want is more accountability. I want to know, why isn't my tax money fixing the school system? My property taxes, which I pay a bunch, why aren't they fixing the school system in my area? Why aren't they, the taxes that I pay to the state, why do Baltimore City schools still look the way they do? Why do we have all of these issues when I'm paying one of the highest tax rates in the nation? Why is there a homelessness issue in California and they have some of the highest taxes in the nation? So my thing is, I don't mind paying more taxes. I just want to know
where that money
is being used just like with anything, I want to know that my money is being used efficiently. You know what I mean? I want to know that my money is being used for the public good, which overall not only helps me, but helps my neighbors. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm not going to run from taxes. You know, yeah, I just want to see, and thus far in some of those high tax states, I don't think that there's been sufficient, bang for your buck. You know what I mean? So that's my only issue, is if you're going to charge me, an arm and a leg, I want to know that it's helping people.
As far as accountability as well, I mean, like, where's the receipts, pretty much? Like,
right.
And no one has done that, Republican, Democrat. So,
I don't think we have a system that's really set up to be held accountable for staying within budget and getting a bang for your buck. Because one of the things that me and you were talking about, remember we were talking about in the post office, when I used to work for the government and everything like that, it was at the end of the fiscal cycle, they were like, hey, we got an extra $100,000. What else do you need to order?
Yeah.
And so therefore they could keep their budget for the next year. Yeah. Because if you don't spend every cent, you're going to end up losing money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So they were always afraid to lose their budget. But along with the politics of everything, how did you feel about this? I hate to say it, like this circus that we, as the American people, we were subjected to. Like,
yeah, I mean, I think
no, it was a circus.
It was a circus. It was ridiculous. It was really comical to me, and I know her, and I hope she doesn't take this as an insult. But there's a woman who ran for Congress in the 7th District. Her name is Kimberly Klacik.
Oh my God.
And I know Klacik, and she's a really nice person. I have nothing that's bad to say about her, personally. But for her to jump on the train and say, there was election fraud when she lost, by 88% of the vote. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
Are we surprised though?
Her opponent got 88% of the vote, and she's like, complaining as though, there was some sort of election fraud against her. And that's how absurd it's getting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So you got, Trump out here who lost by, several thousand, tens of thousands of votes in every state, but he's sitting there that he lost in, and he's sitting there challenging it. And it really undermines people's confidence in our elections. Now you're going to see everybody who loses is going to say it was unfair, somebody cheated, it was rigged. You're going to have all the recounts in the world, and all those lawsuits. I've talked to lawyers. All the lawsuits aren't worth the paper they're written on. They're just a waste of time.
They're weak sauce.
And, again, Rudy Giuliani isn't an election lawyer. He's a criminal prosecutor. And, in the 1980s, he was a decent one. It wasn't so hard to be a decent prosecutor in the 1980s if you had the energy to do it, because it was pretty easy with RICO to get a lot of those mob bosses, which is what he did. And became famous on. Was going after the mob. And like I said, with the RICO, you could go after anybody. I could say, conspiracy for anything.
Yeah, I know Dom, so therefore I was a part of the drug empire. And next thing you know,
right. Exactly.
I can't drop the soap. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, I think with that, he became famous, but he doesn't know election law. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He just likes fame. He likes to be on TV.
And his dye dripping in his face. I'm sorry.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
Well, may I speak to that as well? Because I know, and especially with you going on all these syndicated shows within the last 2 years, the talk about fake news and the talking heads and stuff like that, like, did it personally offend you? Like, that everything that you would go on the news, you would bring facts, you would debate people, and almost in a respectful manner. But then every single time something comes out the president's mouth, is talking about you're giving out fake news, you're bringing stats, you're bringing stuff. Like how did that personally make you feel as one of the talking heads?
Yeah, I mean, well, so I understand that what I do, I'm not a journalist. You know what I mean? I give opinions. You know what I mean? I'm partisan. I give opinions. And when you give things information based on your opinion, that one person is going to say it's fake and some person's going to say it's real. It's all about your interpretation of data. But the objective, journalism that some people have done, everything that you disagree with isn't fake. And that's on both sides. And one of the things that Trump has done so well is undermine all of our institutions. He's undermining Fox News right now, which, I can say, look, I don't know whether to cheer or to boo, you know what I mean? But either way, he's undermining them. And most of what they do, outside of that, I'd say 10 to 6 o'clock, they do actual news. It's right-leaning, but it's actual news. But he's undermining all of that. You know what I mean? The opinion hosts are from 6 to 11 or whatever. And, if you want to talk about them being fake, I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? That's all right. You could say Tucker Carlson is fake. I'm fine with that. You could say Rachel.
He is. Okay, I take that.
Yeah, Rachel Maddow was fake. You could say any of that. I'm okay with that. But when you start taking journalistic institutions with journalists who are really trying to find information, whether it's the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, anybody who's critical of you is all of a sudden fake, that undermines the truth. Like, everything has to be positive for you. And I think that is where, when you don't trust information, then it becomes 2 + 2 is whatever I say it is. And if you say it's 4, it's fake. I think that's real dangerous for all of our institutions.
Yes. Very.
Okay.
I mean, I'll
All production for this show has been done by
Rebel Media Group. Let's build your brand with you.
Contact us to take your business to the next level.
You can email us at mediarebelgroup@gmail.com.
If you enjoyed this podcast, like, share, and subscribe.